Picking a career can be a very tough decision, especially because there are so many things to consider. Now, as if that's not tough enough, you then get some additional pressures from other places. In this video, we'll be discussing what pressures can affect you while you are trying to pick your career, as well as how you can best navigate them. So if you are in the process of picking a career, or if you're a friend or a mentor or a parent to someone who is trying to pick a career, stick around so you can also learn how you can best support them. Let's get into it. Hello everyone, and welcome to I Know You Know, your one-stop knowledge sharing platform for all things careers, life after high school, as well as opportunities that are available to you. Thank you so much for tuning into this video. If you haven't already, please do like and subscribe to the channel so that you can see more things that we post. As you know, our channel is about all things careers. So as you heard in the intro, this video is about the different pressures that can affect you when you are trying to pick a career. So without any further ado, let's get into the first one. So number one, believe it or not, the most pressure can actually come from yourself. Now, a lot of people have trouble dealing or navigating this particular pressure because at times you're not even aware that you are putting this pressure on yourself. The reason why you could be putting pressure on yourself is that subconsciously you already think that certain careers are not important or that you would be unable to get into certain careers. So in a way, you are already pre-disqualifying yourself before you even try. And with all of these thoughts and some preconceived ideas that you might have picked from different experiences that you've had, you could end up actually narrowing down your choices before you actually consider things. And so to navigate this pressure, you need to write down and be aware of the things that you already assume and think you are capable of, and ensure that in picking your career, you don't just sit and make the decision alone, but you also involve different people that know you and have been around you for a very long time. This could include teachers, parents, friends. Ensure that you discuss with them some of the nervousness that you have or anxiety that you might have about certain careers, and ensure that you also are clear when you say you don't want a career, why it is you do not want it, and when you say you also want to go for a career, why it is that you want to go for it. So it can help very much to write down exactly why you would like to go for a certain career so that you can actually be aware of certain reasons or things that could be lying somewhere at the back of your head and causing you to actually pre-disqualify yourself from certain careers or even put pressure on yourself about certain careers. The second source of pressure can be your peers, especially if you are in a phase where you and your peers are making a decision around what careers to pick. Without realizing and recognizing it, you could end up actually feeling pressure from your peers. And this can be either on the grounds of comparing whatever careers you pick, or wanting to end up in the same learning institution or in the same town if you're from a different town, wanting to move together and stick with your friends. Now, while all of these are very normal and very human, it can also get in the way of you actually making the right decision for yourself and for your career. So you need to be aware of this particular pressure, especially because it can come across as if it's not a pressure, but you actually end up incorporating these ideas of, okay, but I want to go there with my friends, or I want us to land in the same industry, and these can end up actually affecting the decision that you make and actually be a real source of pressure. The third source of pressure can be from your parents or your mentors or your guardians, or your teachers even. And this particular pressure is a little bit difficult to navigate because a lot of the times the people I've mentioned are people that have been advising you. They're people that are probably older than you and know a little bit more than you about some things, you know. While that may be true, they might not know or be aware of what career you want to pick and what the industry is looking like. And that's the thing. Over different generations, different industries have grown, some have shrunk and actually ceased to exist. And it is very important, especially across different generations, to ensure that you are speaking the same language. What does this look like? If you are thinking of picking a career, this would look like doing a lot of research into the career that you want to pick, and actually making sure that you explain to your loved ones what this career entails, why you picked it, what the benefits are, what the markets are looking like as well, to actually ensure that you bring them into your decision. The reverse is also true. As a parent, mentor, guardian, teacher, if you are advising your child or student or mentee around what careers they should pick, also ensure that you furnish them with the research or the details around this career that you want to suggest for them. This will actually kickstart the conversation around why you think this career is best for them, and it'll also open grounds for them to discuss and actually give you feedback as to what they think about this career and why they want to or don't want to pursue this career. This is a very difficult pressure to solution for, because there are different dynamics. Like, not everyone has the same dynamic between their parents, not everyone has the same dynamic between their teachers or mentors and so forth, and so it's difficult to actually give a solution that would work for everybody. But at the crux of it all, just ensure you are speaking the same language. So before I wrap the third source of pressure up, one thing I will say is that it is very important to understand where the other person is coming from. And that's why it's very important to have an open and honest conversation. For example, our parents might try to push us into specific careers because they actually deem those careers to actually provide more opportunities for you to succeed. Now, while that might be the case, it might come across as if they're just like strong arming you into a specific career that you have no interest in whatsoever. However, if they actually then explain to say, I want you to get into this specific career because these are the opportunities that exist, it can actually help you to then either realize what opportunities exist, and if you're still not going to go for that career, look for the similar opportunities in the careers that you want to go into, and ensure that you can discuss and say, hey, but this career that I like also has these opportunities that also provide fertile ground for me to actually be successful. Similarly, with parents, it is important to understand why your child or mentee or your student wants to pick a certain career. Understand the fundamentals of how they're going about to pick this career. Don't just shoot a career down because you don't think it's important, or you don't think it's valuable, or you don't think the world needs it, or you don't want your child to be going into that specific career. Try and understand what their reasons are, and maybe you can even guide them into a career that you think is suitable but still ticks their boxes. I hope that is helpful. Last but not least, the fourth and final source of pressure that we'll be discussing in this video is a resource pressure. Resource pressure refers to pressure that you actually feel or have in picking a career as a result of the resources that you don't have. Now, what this might look like is you wanting to pursue a specific career that maybe needs you to go into a higher learning institution, but then you finding yourself being in a position where you are unable to fund this next step towards your desired career. Now, this pressure actually affects a lot of South Africans, especially because of the economy that we're in. Now, one way to navigate this source of pressure is to do a lot of research about the career you want to get into. So a lot of careers actually do have a lot of companies that are giving out bursaries. So it would help for you to do some research to find out what these bursary requirements typically are, so that you can ensure that you work hard enough to be able to receive these bursary funds. Secondly, there are government related funds such as NSFAS, where you can actually have your next step be funded. And then thirdly, you can actually get into a job that goes immediately into some type of a learnership or apprenticeship, which means that while you are training, you are actually being paid. This might help a lot, especially if you're in a position where you cannot afford to be learning full-time and actually funding your studies. There are a number of ways that you can use to navigate this particular pressure, and it all boils down to actually equipping and empowering yourself with knowledge, whether it's about bursaries, opportunities, different career paths, or how you can best start within your career in a way that actually is conducive to your environment and the resources that you do have. Navigating this fourth source of pressure can actually be a challenge. However, that is why platforms such as I Know You Know exist. We exist to equip you and empower you with knowledge so that you're able to make the best decision about your career, and also be familiar with what resources are available that can help you in your journey towards your desired career. I hope this video was helpful. If you do have another source of pressure that you faced when you were picking your career, or that you're currently facing right now and would like to know how you can navigate it, please feel free to comment down below and let us know what sources of pressures you are experiencing or you experienced when you were picking a career. Make sure that you follow us on Instagram. The link will be in the description box below to ensure that you can keep up with the work that we're doing, the information that we're sharing, and the opportunities that are coming up your way from I Know You Know. I hope this video was valuable to you. See you in the next one.